Welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, the nefarious, the underhanded, the classically trained on piano, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I am bringing to you a deck that I found over on the Aether Hub, posted by Glycolytic. Glycolytic is who it was posted by. So this deck is a GRUUL deck, and I would say it's GRUUL mid-rangey. It just sort of grows and gets kind of big and does some cool stuff. So let's take a look at the cards that are in this deck. We'll try to figure out how it works. And then we'll take it out and see how well it happens. At the low end, we've got the Ascendant Packleader. So what's the deal with it? He's a 1-drop, which is what you're looking for. He's a 2/1, so pretty decent. And he enters battlefield with +1/+1 counter if you control a permanent with a mana of 4 or greater. Meaning that later on in the game, he'll be a 3/2 when he comes out, provided you have something stronger out. So that means he's not a big old waste if you get him later in the game. Whenever you cast a spell with a mana value of 4 or greater, you put out a +1/+1 counter on him, and you do have one spell that is 4 or greater. Well, okay. So maybe that's not the best deck for this card, but we'll see. Tail Swipe. All right, this is where green actually gets into some creature control, right? So choose target creature you control and target creature you don't control. If you cast this during your main phase, the creature you control gets +1/+1 until the end of turn, and those creatures fight each other, meaning they each deal damage to each other. So most of the time, this should work out in your favor, especially when you're fighting against, teal Tyrannosauruses. All right, we've got Tamiyo's Safekeeping, which will keep your dudes alive. Because for 1 green mana, they will have hexproof and indestructible, and then you gain 2 life. So that is, these kinds of cards make green decks, in my opinion. You know, they're just so frustrating. You get out some guys, all of a sudden, you're trying to kill them, and then Tamiyo Safekeeping keeps it alive. You think you can put your own guys out to fight it, lo and behold, Tail Swipe or Master's Rebuke comes into play, and then your guys are dead. So yeah, let's talk about Master's Rebuke. Costs you 2. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. The good thing about this one is that that creature or planeswalker does not deal creature damage back to your guy, so there's no problem with your guy being killed. Llanowar Loamspeaker. This guy is a real danger. You can see he's a gold card for a reason. First of all, he's a 1/3 for 2, which is pretty dang good. He's got a big old butt for defense. But he also can be tapped for 1 mana of any color, not just green. Or you could tap him, you don't have to pay any mana or anything, to turn a target land you control into a 3/3 elemental with haste until the end of the turn. And that is incredible. So this guy is space awesome. He helps to ramp things up, as well as when you're not using him, he can make 3/3 land elementals. Let's jump down to the Outland Liberator. So this guy comes out, she comes out. I don't know, she's got, could just have a man bun and no beard. But 2/2 for 2, and for 1 mana, you can sacrifice to destroy target artifact or enchantment. If you can get it to wolf out, just whenever it attacks, you can destroy target artifact or enchantment. So yeah, this is the card you use for getting rid of artifacts and enchantments. Quirion Beastcaller is a 2/2 for 2, and anytime you play a creature spell, it gets a +1/+1 counter, and when it dies, you distribute those counters amongst the creatures you control. Primal Adversary comes into play as a 4/3 for 3 with Trample. But you can pump it by 2 mana, one of which has to be green, and it gets a +1/+1 counter for each time that you pump it. Basically, it's a kicker. And also for each time that you kicked it, you could turn one of your lands into a 3/3 wolf creature with haste. Now, if it's already tapped, it's not going anywhere. But if it isn't tapped, you can attack with it. So we have a bunch of 3/3 wolf lands being pumped around between Llanowar Loamspeaker and the Primal Adversary. Cemetery Prowler is a wolf. It's a 3/4 for 3 with a Vigilance. And when it enters the battlefield or attacks, you exile a card from a graveyard. Spells you cast cost 1 less for each card type they share with the cards exiled with Cemetery Prowler. So it could make your stuff cost less. But anyways, it's a 3/4, and that 4 is going to be good for toughness. It's going to do a lot for you. Tovolar. The only red card in here is in here because whenever a wolf or werewolf you control deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card. And that's a lot. Because anytime, any one of them, not one per turn, but for however many deal damage to a player. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 3 or more wolves or werewolves, it becomes night. Then transform any number of human werewolves you control. So basically, as long as you can have 3 or more wolves, then it turns into super big. Tovolar, the Midnight Scourge. And once again, the same thing, draw a card. But you can also pump stuff into every wolf and werewolf that gets trample and plus X+0 if you got the mana for it. Ulvenwald Oddity. So he comes out, he's a 4/4/4, trample and haste, which is great. The trample helps a lot. If you can get up to 7 mana, you can transform him into an 8/8 trample hasty that gives all other creatures you got +1/+1 and trample and haste. Over in the land category, we got the Kamigawa Disenchant. We've got regular forests. Other than that, we've got Pain lands. We've got Sacrifice to draw card lands. And we've got the semi-fast dual lands. So there are a bunch of werewolves in here, a bunch of wolves and werewolves. But yet, it's not necessarily a werewolf deck. Mostly because of Loamspeaker, Beastcaller, and the Oddity itself. But everything else should respond very well to the werewolf mechanics there. All right, let's take it out and see how well it works. All right, playing against LAZZ. All caps. This guy's got money. It's going to be nothing but mythic rares. All right, 1, 2, 3. We got 2, but a couple of mana dudes. See if we can pull this guy together. Keep. All right, LAZZ, let's play some games. I don't care if you're playing with solid gold cards. All right, 1. You try to start counterspelling me now? 2. Apparently not. Doesn't have it in. He's a little too fast. All right, there's 3. That's a lot of duplication in my hand there. Like we just stacked the cards up somehow. All right, Brain Shrimp, what do you think you're doing there? All attack. And that's how the game's played. All right, we didn't not getting it through, guys, so therefore we did not draw any cards. Alright, we're going after the graveyard. Yoink. How can I play this right now? Oh, because it's only 1 mana. Sure, let's do it. Oh, I should have put the Liberator out. Because then I could have gone after his enchantment. No attacks. Discard something. Alright, we're coming at that thing now. Alright, mana, which gets us into another Cemetery Prowler. Taking out Dorothea. Outland Liberator. You just phased out your enchantment. All right, that's fantastic. Here we go. And why did I not get a draw card? Because he's not a werewolf. That's why. No blocks. Let's fight. I don't have anything else to do at this point. Let's see. Get out another cemetery guy while we're at it. All right, well, I got Boros that are going to become hasty attackers here in a bit. So you get a discard off of that? Let's do it. Should have attacked with more guys. He would obviously just block the Tovolar. Alright, so we'll be doing 15 points of damage on the next turn. Let's try to keep them out of cards, I guess. Ooh, did you give it up finally? All attack. That was a bunch of punching right to the face. Did we win it? We won it! Winner, winner, victory dinner! We're playing against Senpai, which is different than apple pie and pecan pie. 1, 2, 3, let's keep. A little bit of slowness. I get the touch of precious. Whatever, man. I see we're going against mono black, apparently. Get rid of the non-creature. I don't think it'll work out for you then. Everything's creature or land. All right, number 2, we got Outland Liberator. Cemetery Prowler. Next turn. Touch the precious. Touched it. I touched it. Look, it's all round and perfect. Gotta kill something, apparently. All right, we go. Number 3. Get us into a Cemetery Prowler. He's not going to be so ready to be knifed. Cut down like that. I really hope we get a mana on the next turn, because Ulvenwald really wants to chew up a Liliana. That is not the way we want to go. Packleader. See you later, Primal Adversary. All right, you got 3 mana. Touch the precious. That is the bad one to go after there. All right, Tovolar. Auto pay. All attack, Liliana. And draw ourselves a card. Oh, we don't get a draw? Why is that? Only if we go against a player. Combat damage against a player. Smack! All attack. We're just getting, restricted from that 4th mana. There we go. Much, much, much better. That's what you're doing for us, Tovolar. Good job earning your keep. You know what's coming next? All attack. I'm down to 2. Drawing 3 cards. And we win! Victory! Alright, we're playing against Ryanasaurus. Ryanasaurus. Doesn't quite fit, but close enough. Alright, we got 3 mana. Loamspeaker, you're a creature, my friend. Alright, we're going to keep you. I'll keep you safe. Of course, I need 3 mana to keep you safe. Or another to cast you and keep you safe. Let's just see if I can do it. Stay in play, don't get knifed. Don't kill it. You looked at it. Oh, dang it, all the hell. I just have too much optimism for this game. Alright, Cemetery Prowler. Yeah, suck it. Look at that. Infernal Grass, you can suck it. Alright, come on, draw a creature off the top. Creature off the top. Creature off the top. That's not a creature off the top. Playing Tenacious D the slow way. And there's tons of creatures in this deck. Tons. There's number 3. This is ridiculous. All right, here is Tovolar. Fight each other? Yeah, I don't need to be fighting. Nope, we're not there. I need more mana to put together something to kill off the Sheoldred. Because Indestructible, I think, prevents us from Death Touch. And unfortunately, there it goes. Awesome. Let's go to town. Auto pay. Alright, so this guy is... Big Tail Swipe would be too much. We need to use the green. The other one, we have to wait till next turn. We are so low on life. Looks like he's cleaving. Alright. All attack! Alright, now we can actually tail swipe. Provided doesn't get something. Yeah, here's the kind of guy I want to tail swipe. Suck it, suckerfish! Alright, we got another guy, so that's going to be bad for us if that gets around, which it's going on. Alright, all attack. Okay, you killed your own dude. Oh, you put her on the land permanent. Fantastic. There we go. And we did. That was a tough one. And we're playing against KCO. Keep it. All right, let's throw out a Beastcaller. Three mana, and let's go ahead and go for the tail swipe. Put out a Loamspeaker, and I'll attack. Someone's getting tapped. Fight, yo. Not you, just you. Loamspeaker needs to stay back to activate the safekeeping. About the time you go for it. Oh, you're not doing it at all. You got a ninja. You got a ninja. Really hoping to have a little bit more mana by now. Once I get rid of that safekeeping, I'll be a little bit more crazy about doing stuff. You got plenty of things to do here. Destroy a target pleacher. There we go. And nothing happens. And we win! That's what you get for trying to be TRICKSY. Victory! And we're playing against RygarTheRed. 2 mana. Alright, we'll keep it. Not a big fan of that bat. It's pretty creepy. There's a Quirion Beastcaller. Start growing that thing. I'll attack. Alright, we got a 3rd mana. I'm going to go for the Cemetery Prowler. These 2 dudes are getting buffed. Nothing to get rid of. We'll just go ahead and attack. Okay, so we got a Master's Rebuke. Which we shall play. Take out the Adeline. We still have 1 mana left, and we win. Overwhelming victory. Alright, we're playing against HUNK. Alright, we'll go for HUNK. That's what we're playing with there. 1, 2. That's a 3. That's a 1. Okay, we can do it. We got 3 mana, but 2 of them are slow. One of them's a creature, technically. So start off with a slow, go into a fast, then we'll go into a creature. Hopefully we can keep them alive. Shut this dragon up before it gets irritating. Aggro decks are not good places to have slow mana sources. You're smart to be playing a creature right now. He's not smart. Either he doesn't have a creature, or he's just scared. That might have been dumb, but it felt good. Alright, we can put a Tovolar next turn or a Cemetery Prowler. Cemetery Prowler. Is the way to go. Alright, we have the ability to keep it alive in case they try to nuke it. This would be a nuking. Oh, that's exile. Oh, it's hexproof. Hexproof will do it. There we go. Not for you. Keep your grubby little paws off of it. Oh, that's disappointing. Yeah, it'll pay. No tax. Oh, it's my turn already. All right. Let's see. We shall go for it again. No tax. Alright, so that's first strike on that guy, so let's just slip it like this. Still gonna die. Alright, Tovolar. And let's go for it, Wolf Pups. Draw some cards. Cool. Let's put out... I don't have apparently enough of that. Alright, here we go. Eek! Wish I would have kept the single mana open. Well, now he's afraid to attack. And we win! Victory! Alright, so here we are with the, whatever you call it, GRUUL mid-range deck. And it's just, yeah, it's one of those decks where it's just mono green with like a single reddish card in the mix there because apparently we need to draw some cards. But I gotta say that Tovolar was worth it. So yeah, it's a mono green deck. There's more, like big green creatures you could put in here. But Ulvenwald Oddity is always really good. Cemetery Prowler for getting rid of things out of the graveyard. We have Master's Rebuke for for doing direct damage, and Tail Swipe. Tail Swipe was a little weird because you're actually fighting. You had to worry about, usually I was going against Sheoldred with that kind of thing, and whatever I was going to be attacking Sheoldred with was going to die, and that just wasn't totally cool. But it was nice having Master's Rebuke around. So yeah, it was a good deck. It was a really good deck, a very solid deck, and I gotta say, adding Tovolar to it definitely, I think, was a good choice. And I never really felt like I had a hard time with green mana making it worth it. Tovolar, I could sit on that for a while. Not that big of a deal. So let's go ahead and give this thing a rating. The question is this thing competitive? And I gotta say, I would not take it out on the thing. It was hit or miss as to whether this deck did good. I think the big thing is that counterspell decks, as in things that are mostly blue, just kept this thing pinned down. And then mono black also just kept killing everything all the time. I couldn't keep anything alive. But against most other decks, this deck did a really solid job. So, that you got like a little over 50% win rate. That's not enough to be competitive, but it is enough to be a good deck if there are other factors to it that you really appreciate. Secondly, was it a fun deck? And yes, it did have some fun to it. Basically, the Tail Swipe and the Master's Rebuke allowed you to have some creature removal that made it entertaining. You could try to do some tricksy moves. Cemetery Prowler helped get rid of stuff out of the graveyard. People would count on that a lot. And, you could, if they put out Leer, you would just start nuking the stuff out of the graveyard, which made the Liar unable to, use its ability because there wouldn't be anything there for it to grab. Quirion Beastcaller was pretty excellent, so to be able to throw those extra tokens on other guys that you had to kind of keep things going. I appreciated the tempo that this deck provided. Lastly, was it interesting? Yeah, because of the extra like playing and tricksy maneuvering that you were playing, it was an interesting deck. So that's why I'm going to give this deck, I'm going to give it an A-, because it was a solid deck that had fairly decent win ratio, but was also fun and interesting at the same time. So A-. So if you so choose to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun as I did. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.